Hello, you guys. How are you feeling today? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this. Let's start singing. Um, yeah. Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. I heard he sang a good song, I heard he had a style, and so I came to see him and listen for a while. And there he was, this young boy, a stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. I felt all flushed with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one out loud. I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. He sang as if he knew me in all my dark despair, and then he looked right through me as if I wasn't there, and he just kept on singing, singing clear and strong, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me soft Okay. I love this song. She kills me softly. uh, Killing Me Softly is a hit, guys. It's a super hit. Every single time I sing this song on my concerts, people from different ages just identify instantaneously. Some people, older people, would say they get more excited or more emotional because it really touches a deep part of their soul, of a moment of their lives, you know. And Killing Me Softly was first recorded by Lottie Lieberman in 1972, but it doesn't really exploded like Roberta Flack's version. In Portuguese we say Roberta. Roberta. No, você. Roberta. Roberta. Jesus, Roberta Flack. Yeah. Roberta Flack recorded it in 1973 and it plays until today. And this version I just sang to you guys was based the instruments, all the recording is from Roberta Flack's recording from 1973. It was also recorded and got specially famous by the band Fugees on Lauryn Hill's voice in 1996. So almost it's something like 30 years later, 33 years later. So the song got uh, a different moment. It was reborn, you know. It got a different voice and yeah. It doesn't actually has rap in in this recording because if the Fugees is a hip hop slash rap slash R&B band, but there are things that are from these languages, and we're going to hear it soon. Um, yeah, because I don't know, I get emotional when I talk about the song. It really touches my soul too. And I think it talks about a thing that is so special about music. That is when you listen to a song and then it super looks like someone wrote it for you, exactly for you, thinking about you, knowing your story, your history. And Lottie Lieberman was actually, she experienced this moment when she went to a concert and she saw a new singer that she never saw in her life singing a song, and then she felt like he read all her letters and diaries and stuff and was telling everybody, he was exposing her to on the concert. And then she came back and talked about this experience to her ex-boyfriend Norman Gimbel that wrote this song with Charles Fox. She's not on register. She's not as a co-author, but she is because she lived this experience, and she was Norman Gimbel's girlfriend at the time. Sadly, when she recorded the song, it didn't it wasn't remarkable. I actually never heard her version. I just know Roberta Flack's and Lauren Hill's interpretations. Yeah, but why am I bringing Killing Me Softly today? To talk about vocal styles and vocal colors. Again, yeah, that's part two, guys. Part two. When we talked first about vocal styles and colors, we were singing, talking about Alicia Keys' song, If I Ain't Got You. It was on the fourth class. If you want to just check it out, what we talked about when we started talking about vocal colors and styles, please come back to this fourth class of the season that you can check more deeply the beginning of the subject we're talking today. But I always like to do a recap, to do a little yeah, a little recap. I think it's important just for us to get a little bit of context before we start talking about new stuff. So let's do this review. What is vocal colors? What are the vocal colors? Ne? Vocal color or vocal timbre is the sound quality of a voice. So you have your natural, your own voice, the one that you were born with, and that changed since because when you were a kid and now that you're adult, or if you're still a kid or a teenager, your voice is still going to change. But if you're an adult, then your voice passed through some changes during your fase de crescimento, your when you were growing. Yeah. When you were growing, your voice was growing with you. Especially for men, because we all start with a very high voice. When we're kids, we speak like that, and when we start passing through the hormones of the hormone fever of puberty, of when you're a teenager, then everything changes, and of course the voice would not be a part of this process. Yeah, so you have this voice that comes together with you, because every voice, body, and breathing apparatus is unique and depends on your DNA and influences. So you have a thing that is yours. But also, this vocal color, this vocal timbre can be manipulated using these resources that we have inside of us. Of course, you have your natural sound, but you can uh, like change it, make it more suitable for different types of music or situations. If you're an actor, for example, you have to change your vocal timbre a lot in the way you speak. So it's about changing this resonance space that we have inside of us, and the resonance space is the inside of our body. For example, if you have a guitar, an acoustic guitar, the resonance space of the acoustic guitar is going to be the body of the instrument, this part that you have the hole, okay, with the strings, and you have the hole, so this empty hole inside that is from wood, right? It's the resonance space of the guitar, and it works to put the sound outside. So otherwise, we would not be able to listen to acoustic guitars without plugging it on an amplifier. And that's exactly why we need amplifiers to listen to electric guitars, because they don't have a resonance space. Saxophones, for example, a saxophone has this body, right? This curvy body. So this hole that has inside of the saxophone is its resonance space, and it changes. We manipulate the resonance space of the saxophone, pressing the keys of the instrument, and that's how we also change the notes. And yeah, the voice, how to change, yeah, how to manipulate this resonance space. We have our natural tools that are the lips, the tongue, the vocal folds, and the velum. I brought for you guys a video that I very much like, that is Tyler Ross, vocalist, on YouTube. Just put it there, and it's a super class of 4 minutes, seeing the inside of our head and how it applies on different vocal strategies. But he in the beginning do it's an MRI exam that he does, and he shows how it works inside of our head. And I brought for you guys again this little video, so you guys can see this perspective from the inside. What are these natural tools that we have: lips, tongue, vocal folds, velum or soft palate, or nose gate. It's the same thing, because we can't actually watch the vocal folds, right? They're here. The villain is inside. We can actually see it if we open our mouth and go to a mirror. We can actually see it. We can also see our lips and our tongue. So everything is here. but not the vocal folds. So this video is amazing for us to just know how where are these things that we use to manipulate the sound, and how can we use it, because it changes the sound. If we're doing a ah, for example, ah, with my tongue inside of my mouth, it sounds like this. Ah, but if I put it outside, ah, my sound changes. Correct? Can you put it again so the people can identify, because it's very important for you guys to start knowing where are these parts inside of your head and what can you do with them. Okay? No. No, but no problem. Don't worry. Don't worry. So just search it on YouTube. No problem. So I have a little exercise to for you guys to understand this way of manipulating the colors. Can you put the picture, please, Gabe? I normally work with this exercise in Portuguese because in Portuguese we use the vowels in a very open way, and yeah, they sound, I would say, literally like they are, but it doesn't feel correct to say this because in German the vowels also sound like in Portuguese, strangely, weirdly, but it does. But the we do like this. We use a lot of in Portuguese. This sound and e as well. We use like this. O, and u. U we use like this. Like for example, a word grapes. Grapes in Portuguese are uva. Uvas, né? In the plural. So that's why I used this vowels as a reference. But in English, everything sounds a little bit different. But I feel that you guys are going to understand what I'm trying to say. I want to do it with me. Try to make this changing. To develop your perception about the sound and about the movements inside of your mouth, using the lips, the velum, the soft palate. It's the same thing. The vocal folds, of course, but there you go. We are going to produce the same note now with the vocal folds and the tongue. Okay, so we're going to use mainly now lips, tongue, and velum, like actively, like paying attention to. Okay. So let's do this exercise, trying to change from a that is sounds open and open a to a closed a. When you yawn, you do like this. This sounds like an a. It's an a. It's an a. but it's a closed a. It's a okay? Uh. It's different from when you say style, light, light, style, So I want you guys to come from this sound, to this sound, uh. Let's do the same note doing this transition, okay? I'm going to use take this frequency with me, take this note. What are you guys feeling that is changing? What is moving inside of your mouth? So my lips are in the same position. My tongue, when I need to go to the my tongue does this, and my soft palate does this. Here. And my tongue. I want you guys to experiment doing this transition, okay? With the A. With the E. Exercise. Exercise. You have this sound. And then you have singer. Singer. Exercise, singer. So I have these two sounds, these two ways of pronouncing. Lips. Anyway, the E. So let's start with from exercise, and go to from singer. Okay. It's almost the same thing as the A, but you have less space inside of your mouth. But the tongue also does this. More slightly than with the A. And also my soft palate. My lips are more closed than when I was doing the A. Okay, so inspiration, this E before the N, and visible, visible, So again, my lips are in the same position when I'm talking about the E. But my lips, my soft palate and my tongue are doing the same movement. My villain. With the opera. Opera. Open. Opera. Open. And in the end with wow, ooh, wow, ooh, 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 wow, ooh, ooh, natural, Here my tongue is moving differently. This ooh from natural, it's just like we doing an E with the mouth like this. So the tongue is like, it's like here. When I do the open ooh, my tongue goes to the back of my mouth. So this exercise is only and mainly for you guys to notice these changes inside. Start paying attention to the changes inside of your mouth and how they affect your sound, because our sound just goes as notes when we have vowels. Consonants by themselves, they don't have the sound of notes. T, k, s, z. They need a vowel to sound. Sa, za, ta, ba, ka. They need a vowel to sound. So that's why this exercise it works with the vowels. And I think the vowels in Portuguese, but I tried to bring this examples of how you use these sounds in English: singer, exercise, inspiration, visible, opera, open, wow, natural. And then when you do this with every single vowel, I want you guys to practice it from the A to the U, the first open A to the last U, and try to figure out, try to observe what is changing, and then start mixing it from the open A to the closed I, or to the open O to the closed E, for example. Or for example, the A from light, that the light doesn't have an A, but it sounds like ah. Okay. From A to O. Ah, and do the whole thing. And start paying attention on the movement of your lips, your tongue, and your villain. With a single note, just choose a note that is comfortable for you, and do this exercise. And I assure you guys that you're going to develop your ear and your muscles. Okay, so now let's talk about these vocal styles. This was about the vocal colors, because these are the resources that we use to change the colors. And now let's hear Tyler Ross.
I'm going to sing the end of Nessun Dorma, Puccini's great aria. I'm going to sing it in 4 different vocal styles. The first will be in a light mix. The second, in a forward-facing Broadway sound. The third, in a back and down operatic sound. And the fourth, in a style that will make Puccini roll in his grave, in a rock style. All'alba vincerò, vincerò, vincerò. All'alba vincerò, vincerò, vincerò. All'alba vincerò, vincerò, vincerò. All'alba vincerò, vincerò, vincerò.
Okay, so what do I want to guys to understand here? Gabe, can you take please the exercise out of the. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. So what do I want you guys to notice? That we have styles that different that the different styles make difference in the way of the how the voice sounds. It was the same person singing the 4 different styles. He sang in a rock style, Puccini's aria. In a rock style, a light mix that is like doesn't have exactly a style, a Broadway sound, and an opera style. So from the Broadway to the opera, that are two styles that needs projection for the public. They already sound very different, because the opera has this soft palette open, and the soft palette very high, and the Broadway, no, the Broadway thinks this sound very forward, very to the face, to the mascara, but not the opera. The opera thinks the sound very how can I say, it's like a cave inside of your mouth. La 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 vincerò, and the Broadway would sound like vincerò. Ooh, oh. It's a no, right? It's a no, but one of them is using ooh, and the other is using oh, and I'm just moving my tongue and my soft palate here. And that's what makes us manipulate. That's why understanding these tools are so important for understanding also the vocal styles, because the vocal styles, they come with historical features, they come with context of the genders, and there's a reason why the vocal styles are just like they are, and they have their own specificities, any of them. If you listen to every single one of them, if you listen to a jazz singer, you're going to identify stuff that are part of the language. For example, the use of advanced music theory, the pronounce of the words, the way that they pronunciate the words, the low gliss. There is a way on the beginning of the phrases that they use little glissandos. Uh, for example, I cannot think about a single standard right now. Uh, there was a boy, a very enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far. So it's a style that uses a lot of technique, that has a lot of use of advanced music theory, because the singers of the jazz singers, they tend to improvise melodically and rhythmically inside of the themes, and it's completely different from when you listen to the blues. Of course, they have things in common, but it's completely different. We heard last week, we listened to blues, and we listened to some guys just singing the way they use a lot of the minor pentatonic. They put some spoken phrases inside of the music of the song. They use a lot of vocal fry. There's something about the phrases that makes the thing blues, and the blues has something to do also with the country that is completely different as well, but has this thing in common with the the spoken parts inside of the music. But the country that was born in the southern American countryside, it brings something that comes from the accent too. So when you're listen to a country singer, you're going to hear they doing nar, that is the way that it comes from the way they speak to each other, and it's inside the music as well. They have this voice breaks as something that is common for them, and they put a lot of emotion and emphasis. They have a lot of emphasis. The rock style has a lot of vocal fries, completely forward, has small space, and you can check it better on this video from Tyler Ross. And the Broadway has this thing about needing to be something forward, something that the public hears, but it's not something that has a cave inside, a resonance cave inside of us. It's something that wants the sound to project in our mascara. And the opera, that is a style that also demands a lot of technique, has this characteristic of sounding very inside. There's a very space inside of the mouth. They use a lot of ornaments in the way they sing. So to identify the styles, it's interesting when you start listening to some music, some versions of music that are in different styles, because you can start understanding how these vocal colors are applied, but not only the vocal colors, but also musical references, phrases, scales, ways of singing, ways of pronunciating the words. All of this group of things are part of what we call a vocal style. And when I talked about "Killing Me Softly," Roberta Flack recorded it, and her references are mainly the R&B, but it's a type of R&B that is very emotional. It's a type of R&B that was called Quiet Storm in the moment she recorded, because it was a radio format of R&B that is more romantic. So she uses melismas, but she sings it in a very romantic way. Let's listen a little bit of Roberta Flack singing it.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his
Romantic.
I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style.
Wow, put vibrato.
And so I came to see him, to listen for a while.
Clean voice opening in the end of
And
the
there
phrases.
he was, this young boy,
Boy,
a stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
so when you hear Roberta Flack, you can identify this romantic feel, right? But also the balance of R&B, and she puts some vibrato, but she has a very clean voice. But when you listen to Lauryn Hill singing it, that comes from a hip hop scene, that is on a rap scene, she's also given the R&B references because she comes from an R&B. It's an R&B band, but one was recorded in '73 and the other was recorded in '96. Actually, it was recorded in '72 and released on '73, and the other was released on 1996. So it sounds historically different because it was 33 years after, even if it's the same style, but also because the Fugees have this hip hop influence, and Lauryn Hill uses this hip hop references in her way of singing that also has to do with pop and also has to do, but they have both. Lauryn Hill and Roberta Flack, they have things in common, but at the same time they sound very differently singing the same song. Let's listen a little bit. Put it a little bit forward just because we already saw this part of the lyrics.
And there he was, this young boy,
More melismas. Fry.
with his fingers, singing my life with his words,
My life with his words.
killing me softly with this song, killing me softly with this song, telling my whole
More ornaments than Roberta Flack. Roberta Flack is more minimalistic. Her sound is more metallic. Song.
I felt all flushed with fever,
Her phrases are more
embarrassed by the crowd.
from the cool kids, you know?
I felt he found my letters and read each one out loud.
Loud.
I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his fingers.
One time. Yeah, so you can feel that it's completely different at the same time that they have the same references. They are both inside of R&B, but it doesn't sound one sound completely differently from the other. It's completely different arrangements. They are on different contexts. They are on different years of life. So it's interesting to listen to these two versions and to compare what is making every single one so specific. Why how they sing so differently, even if they have it's the same song, right? So yeah, that was our part two of vocal colors and vocal styles. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I highly recommend you guys to listen to this song. And yeah, there's a lot of people that interpretate this song through the years. You can listen to 5 different versions and start noticing what is different and what is the same from person to person, from singer to singer. I sing it differently from both Roberta and Lauren Hill. So yeah, every single person has its personality. And it's a thing, a curious thing, fun fact. It's like some styles that I would not even call vocal styles, but some genders, musical genders, they don't they embrace different types of vocal styles and allows the singer to express their own personality, like MPB, that is popular Brazilian music, or the pop music. Because for example, when you hear Beyonce or Demi Lovato singing, that they're both pop singers, it's completely different from the vibes that Lana Del Rey or Billie Eilish are passing through. That is more dark, more melancholic. Yeah. So yeah, start noticing these things. My thing here is to develop your ears. Okay. And anything you guys want to know, please just leave a comment. We have our material here too. Please follow Radio Terra. And yeah, we see each other next week. Bye bye.